Okay, guys, let's talk about this. The Washington Wizards needs to help out Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook immediately, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because this is just getting uglier and uglier by the day, okay? Now, the Wizards just lost to Portland, and it sucks losing to Dame again. As a Russ fan, it really sucks. Hate to see it, but I want to talk about why the Wizards need to help out Russ Westbrook and Bradley Beal out right now, this instant, because it's obvious that Russ was just injured in the early part of the season, and he wasn't himself, and he wasn't attacking, and he wasn't driving to the basket like he used to. He was just doing a lot of post-ups. He was doing a lot of settling for 3 points and long twos, and it just looked really bad, right? He was turning the ball over like crazy, and he just looked really, really bad for a good period of time, right? He took 2 weeks off. Wizards took 2 weeks off as a damn team, and Russ came back, and he's looked pretty good. I don't want to say he's looked like how he looked in Houston from January to March of last year, but he's looking really, really good. He's on the right track of regaining that superstar level play that we're accustomed to seeing from Russell Westbrook. First thing that has to be addressed is Scott Brooks. So Wizards fans hate Scott Brooks. Russell Westbrook fans hate Scott Brooks. Scott Brooks is a horrible coach. All right, that's first things first. Why is Davis Bertans in the game late in the fourth quarter? Why? Why does Mo Wagner not start over Robin Lopez? Why? Why isn't Troy Brown playing? Or Isaac Bonga playing? Why? Why is Garrison Matthews not playing as much? I don't know. Why does he like to run a 3-guard lineup with Russ, Ish Smith, and Neto? Why? I know Neto's been out, but that's what Scott Brooks did. Why? I got all these questions for Scott Brooks, and they're really, really bad, man, because you see it day in and day out with this team, night in and night out with this team. They can't guard a parked car. They can't guard a stick. They can't guard a pole. They can't guard whatever, right? They can't guard a statue. It's bad. If you're letting your opponent drive by you every single time and you have no rim protector, then what the hell, right? And you can't close out on 3-point shooters, and you're not scrambling back hard enough like you're supposed to. It's just very frustrating. One thing about me watching basketball, me being a former high school player or whatever, it really irks me seeing that there's so bad of defensive fundamentals out there on a game-to-game basis. It sucks, and it's not all Scott Brooks' fault, but Scott Brooks could make it even better. Like I said, let's not put Davis Bertans in the game at that moment in time, because guess what? All Portland's going to do is run a high pick and roll with Dame and his Cantor and get that switch. Dame goes full head of steam, or Dame gets him on a one-on-one ISO. Bertans either going to foul him, Dame's going to score, or both. Shit. Right, and that's what we saw. Tell me one above average defender on the team. Probably besides Rui. He tries hard. He has physical tools and attributes that you like to see in a player, in a wing player, right? Garrison Matthews, he plays hard, but come on. I mentioned Troy Brown and Isaac Bonga. Those guys are too small in frame. They're too skinny. Even though they are pretty lengthy, they can stay in front of some guys. This team just doesn't have a lot of natural defenders. That's not Scott Brooks' fault. Scott Brooks can put these guys in the best position possible. Yeah, he could do a better job at doing that, but at the end of the day, if you don't have, the requisite pieces to be a good defensive team, then more than likely you're not going to be a good defensive team. Now, there's some outlier teams that, make it up with effort, and they don't have good individual defenders, but as a team, they're a really good defensive team. This Wizards team, that's just not the case right now, right? It's time to make a trade, because like I said, it's obvious that Russ is getting back to form. He's an all-star caliber player still. Beal is a top whatever player in the league, right? Top whatever scorer in the league, right? You can't let this go to waste. These guys can only do so much. You see Beal scoring 40 points every single night and still losing. It's time to make a move. It's time to sacrifice Rui or Danny or both of those guys in order to get a piece that could help us more right now, right? Those guys might be really, really good players down the line in the future. As for right now, that's not what the Wizards need. You know, Danny doesn't even fit on this team, really. Neither does Rui, to be honest. They need another long wing athletic defender, and they need another they need a paint protector because Thomas Bryant's out for the season and he wasn't even a paint protector. He was solid. He was a solid player. No, Robin Lopez, don't even get me started. He can't. He's stuck in mud every single time he's put in a pick and roll. Mo Wagner, he plays hard and he has a lot of effort and he hustles and all that, but the fundamentals aren't there like that. This team needs to go out and get Miles Turner or someone along those lines. I heard Andre Drummond. I heard whoever else. Get a defensive anchor. Drummond's not a defensive anchor, but I'm just saying, like, just get a big man. Get a big man, right? And another perimeter wing defender. I think that's what the Wizards need right now because it's looking really, really bad. And can the Wizards stop starting off so slow? Damn. Like, every first quarter, the Wizards look like the worst team in the history of basketball. Every first quarter, every single game. Today they went down, what was it, 37-12 in the first quarter. Sunday night versus the Nets, they were down by 18 in the first quarter. You know, other games, the Pelicans game, the Spurs game, all these other games, they're down 10, 15, 20 points in the first freaking quarter, right? And when you don't got that many scores like that, it's hard to come back, right? So, you know, Beal locked himself into the situation. Can you really feel bad for him? Not really. He signed the extension. I believe it was 2019, late 2019. He signed the extension. He wants to be here. You know, he even said today, like, he doesn't, or there's a report that came out that said he didn't want to trade. So, he's going to have to figure it out. You want Bradley Beal to stay, or are you going to go do something about it? If you're the Wizards. Fire Scott Brooks. You know, go get a big man, preferably a rim protecting big man. Jared Allen would have been perfect for this team. Now thinking about it, Jared Allen would have been a perfect center for this team. One of the best rim protectors in the league. But I'll take Miles Turner. A couple long ones. Represent. We lost to Baylor tonight, so that was a bummer. Yeah, that's all I got for the Wizards, man. You know, we can blame Scott Brooks all we want to, but, you know, we don't have defensive players. Russ is not really a good defender. He has effort here and there whenever he wants to, but, you know, he's not going to play defense like that. Beal is not going to play defense like that. Denny gets in foul trouble hell of a lot. Rui is a pretty good defender. Robin Lopez stuck in quicksand. Mo Wagner doesn't have the fundamentals down. Garrison Matthews works hard, but he can't stay in front of people like that. Ish Smith is too small. Isaac Bonga and Troy Brown are too skinny. So, yeah, things are great in Washington, right? Yeah.